We're all watching that weekend forecast. Mike Harrell of Harrell Automotive joins us now, answering your car questions. Mike, welcome. It's great to have you.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, good. Well, let's get to the questions. We've got two good ones again this week. First one, Michael writes, I have a 2020 Subaru Outback Limited. I hit a curb in March and replaced the wheel and repaired the fender. A noise started 2 days after I picked my car up from the body shop. It starts at 15 miles per hour, gets louder as I pick up speed. What could it be, and should my insurance company be responsible for this?
Well, Mike, a noise that started 2 days after you had a major impact to a wheel. I'm assuming it's probably on the corner that you had the wheel replaced and the fender repaired. It could be a bad wheel bearing from the impact. I certainly would bring it back to that body shop or repair facility, have them look at it. With any insurance claim, you do have a period of time to file what's called a supplemental claim to the original claim. So your insurance company would make a determination at that point in time whether or not it was part of the original accident or claim. But I certainly would get it looked at, especially a noise that is that prevalent at low speeds and only increases as your speed increases. They definitely get it looked at sooner than later. Yeah,
because like you said, things have a time limit on them, especially with insurance companies. And so you want to make sure that you get on top of that.
The insurance company aspect of it, but also the safety aspect of it. If it's been that long, starting to fail way back when, and it's getting louder progressively, I would say let's get it looked at before something catastrophic happens.
True.
Your wheel could come off. That bearing does hold your wheel to the car. So that is a potential, as well as some other damage to other components in there.
Yeah.
Get it taken care of
fast. Yeah, especially if you've got some concerns. Good question. Chuck writes, I drive a 2019 Passat Wolfsburg Edition with 82,000 miles on it. My car has a lot more brake dust on my front wheels, but no performance concerns. My wife's Passat does not suffer the same condition. I think there may be an issue. Should I be concerned about the amount of disparity between our two vehicles?
Okay. Well, a few things come into play when we're looking at brake dust. It could be the make of the brake pad itself. Not all brake pads are the same. Just as in most products, you can buy a lower line product that doesn't have the same chemical composition as a higher line product. And there's different materials that we make brake pads out of as well. A ceramic brake pad's going to have lighter dust. Possibly your wife has ceramic pads and you have an organic pad. Or you could be a little lead foot on your brakes, right? If you're accelerating heavy, you're braking heavy. I know my wife and I have that disparity between us and our vehicles.
In driving styles.
In driving styles. If you're more aggressive braking, it certainly could give you more brake dust. But as with anything safety related like brakes, get it checked out.
Absolutely.
If they're operating fine, chances are they're okay and it's just a component issue like the brake pad material is creating too much dust. But there certainly is the possibility that something could be staying applied when it shouldn't be, which could cause it to wear out quicker and give you a diminished braking capacity.
Right.
Brakes are important. Get them checked out.
Is it fair to compare the two cars? I mean, even though they might be from the same maker, they might not be the same year. Like you said, they might be using different brake pads. Can you, to a degree, compare, or is every vehicle really its individual being?
Great question. From a baseline, they should be the same or very similar. However, at 82,000 miles, I would say that Chuck probably has had his brake pads replaced and may not have replaced them with a factory brake pad or a factory-like brake pad. And like I said, there are different levels to our brake pads that we can purchase. We can purchase some very cheap ones that wear out quicker. They don't have the stopping capacity as some of the better brake pads, and they certainly can be more dusty, right? Because as we make something cheaper, we have to remove things from it to give it that price.
Yeah, and I like how you said that driving style has to be taken into account as well, and that sure, that I didn't think about that, but of course it does.
Yeah, if you're more heavy on the brakes, or say there are people, we see them, I'm sure everybody sees them on the road, driving, accelerating towards a red light or a stop sign, well, those brakes are going to wear out a little bit quicker than the people that are just leisurely driving, right? Taking their time.
Yeah, great questions, great advice as always. Michael, it's always a pleasure. Thanks for being here today. If you want to submit a question, it's really easy. You just go to ask@yououghtaknow.org and submit your question, and maybe next week we'll be answering your questions.